Let's just
Huh?
assume that starting right now that I'm going to post this into the community and this is your response. To frame it, have you seen any of the Marble Machine X videos now that you know what it is?
Well, yeah, I think I knew about it before. I've just if you're on YouTube for any amount of time, you run into certain things. So yeah, I've seen the Marvel video.
Okay. So you know what the project is now.
Hmm.
Okay, please unleash your tirade.
Um, well, it's a nice thing to make. I get why people like it. I just you told me, I think what we were arguing, the context of the conversation was like what gives you like joy in life or something. And I was saying that things are kind of depressing going through YouTube. It's always like reductive things, and you're like, well, what gives me joy is following this guy that makes a marble machine.
That's the context, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I was a little pessimistic. Like, well, really, if that's the one thing in life you can find that gives you joy is this guy that makes a. I think you were arguing for the game-changing nature of it. Like, this isn't just a marble machine; it can play like whole songs. And I was like,
I wasn't
yeah,
making
it's
a
cool, but
case
it's not like it's
for
a
it
nice
being game changing. It may
thing.
be game changing in some ways,
Yeah.
but that wasn't the case I was making. I was making the case that it's a valuable thing in the world, worth making videos about and worth building.
Hmm.
Because it's
Yeah,
it's
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 decent.
inspiring and
It's like
it's.
it's a nice like sideshow type thing. It's
But what
not.
isn't a sideshow type thing to, someone who has 20,000 followers on YouTube feels like the center of the universe. But to
Uh,
anyone else, they seem like a sideshow. You know what I mean? Everyone seems like the center of their own universe, and the things that you're not interested in are sideshow things, right? So to people who are involved in the community, it's not a sideshow thing. You don't care about it, so it's a sideshow thing, right? I mean,
yeah,
and
yeah,
to
I
to
think
someone
nobody
else,
can,
they don't
yeah,
care
nobody can
about
prove.
VR technology, right? They don't care about
Right.
VR movies. That's a sideshow thing.
That's true. Yeah, you can get joy out of whatever you want in life. You can't say which one's better or worse for sure, but I
Right.
guess. And if somebody made the comment like, yeah, only things that are important matter or something. So that's a decent point. But I guess I am more interested in things that will have more of an effect, I guess. And I don't think the Marvel machine will have an effect beyond the the enjoyment that the fans that are getting out of it do. But it's not. I don't. It's not art. It's an interesting mechanical project. Do you think maybe I could end up in some kind of like hater highlight reel for like the this machine when it's done? You know, like when he unveils it and he like goes through all the naysayers.
Uh,
Maybe I could be in there
as far as I can tell, you're the only naysayer there's ever been.
in the world.
Because Gabe, I've looked through this entire community. This is the most commented post ever.
Wow. Why are they
It's
so defensive of this machine? Why do they care about somebody else's opinion about it? Oh, that was a good question.
Well, I think a couple reasons. I think number one, they thought that I posted it only because it was controversial, had a clickbait title, and it would get views, which may be partially true, I guess. But I posted it
So you got
because
two subscribers out of it.
I thought it was I'm in the community and I thought it was kind of relevant that the discussion happened.
Sorry, I'm reading these
I
comments.
can tell. I can tell. I'm gonna stop
Oh
talking.
yeah, yeah.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Yeah, his argument or my argument is
Go
that
ahead. Read some of the comments out loud. You might
yeah,
as well. Just
I'm
just
just
read them.
reading.
Read them. Read
So
them out.
it says his argument, it won't really affect anyone, is completely stupid and bunk. He proposes it will be a trivial matter, even though it hasn't happened yet. This is a musical machine in the fashion of previous musical machines, a whole history of musical machines that can run completely automatically. A history that would have had an endpoint if it wasn't for this machine. Hmm. This machine is continuing an entertaining legacy and using methods that can be applied to other things. Exploring history, living history, are not waste of time. Yeah, I agree. Like living history stuff is interesting. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's just like pressing play on like an iPad or something and listening to a song, or like those old pianos that used to have the roller things in them, or a music
Yeah.
box. You wind up
The Westworld piano.
right.
Yeah.
Fascinating, but my mind is not blown. Very good mechanical skills. Nice job. Not art, not transcending anything.
So yeah, back to the question then.
I,
What
I
does
re-
it
I'm
take to
really
be
curious to see
trans?
how long. Huh?
What does it take to be what is the criteria you have for something that transcends or that is worth paying attention to?
Great art has an effect on like people's psyche and the world at large. Like it actually moves culture, it changes things, it affects people's souls. This is interesting. It's creative. It might inspire you to do something creative. I agree with that. But as far as its entertainment value, it's not deep. There's nothing deep about mechanically figuring out how to play music. It's interesting, but that's it.
But isn't that completely subjective? What's deep and what's not deep? You know what I mean? Because you could say yes, each video might be very technical. I can't believe we're still talking about this Marvel Machine. Each video might be rather technical, but the whole project,
Sure, yeah,
in the whole context,
yeah,
has its depth and has its.
well, yeah, all art is subjective. I think as if we took like an objective vote on it as a planet, I don't think Marble Machine would be very high in the arts.
But
I
that's
don't
not,
think
but
it would
that's not
be.
how anything works, because nothing is taken as a vote subjectively. I mean, if that were the case, then Taylor
No,
Swift would be
over
the winner.
time, the votes are taken subjectively, and we have museums where they put high pieces of art that have, that matter, and it's in like our consciousness. Like certain, like I don't know, music throughout history. There's things that have lasted for thousands of years. There's things that move people to tears, and people get moved to tears by, and then in the present day, there's small trivial things that move people to tears. Like people cry at Star Wars trailers they don't even understand because there's no content to them. It's just they're remembering their past, their childhood, and what
Yeah,
it now means to them.
but
The Marvel Machine is like an emperor has no clothes situation. It's an interesting thing. It has value as a technical achievement. I'm glad this guy is doing a process and he has people helping him, but uh, I don't know. Yeah, it's all subjective. So I'm just
it
saying,
is
in my opinion,
right, right. In
it's
your opinion, yeah.
armchair critic, pessimist, and very depressed.
Very there. Most of the comments are about how sour you are about everything. Now, geez, I can't believe this guy. Gabe, people went deep on this. They went to your channel and watched your videos to see what kind of person you are, and they
Oh,
commented on some of your cooking videos. They said this guy has a video about making breakfast in his VR
I
chat.
wonder where that came from.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
now it
they're
all
they're
makes sense. I
digging,
have one
they're
comment.
going deep on it, Gabe. They care about this so much that they're willing to. But I will say, one of the people on the MMX team, who's the manager of this subreddit, was one of the most favorable. He said, watch the video. It's a fair conversation. It's not just controversial, and he was pretty, I think, fair. He didn't say
So
anything negative.
you're saying like the Marvel Machine has gotten all the way up to the Marvel Machine creators?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's one of the top
This
people.
is stupid. I feel like, yeah, I feel
Do you
like
like
all my
you feel like the
depression and,
princess at the ball?
like pessimism about the world has all been confirmed about what a pointless waste of time this planet is. It's like it's got to be a joke. This must all be a program running to make me feel worse, because there's no way that something as stupid as this miniature scenario we're exploring could it really exist in a real world.
Right.
This is too stupid.
This is the other side of Western beef.
I'm an online pariah for my opinions about a Marble Machine.
this is into the tea aisle rather than into the looking glass. Yeah. This is we're in the alternate. We're in the bizarro world, the dark New York.
It really is too stupid to believe. Yeah, I maintain everything I've said. It's all my opinion. It's just my opinion. And I would hope that everybody can respect I am allowed to be depressed if I want. I have my own opinion. Enjoy your Marble Machine. Yeah. I don't understand its greatness, and that's my lot in life.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I wish you all the best. And
yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I had on my I was cooking breakfast arepas, and somebody said, "Can't believe somebody would spend so much time on something so pointless." I didn't have any context for it. I was like,
without the context, that's almost better, though, because if you post a very benign video, because there are lots of pointless videos out there of people just, putting a lawn chair out and looking at some grass or something. There are so many. Most of the hours of YouTube are that, right? And so those aren't even worth comments.
Is that he had to I guess to put that on any video. There's too much point to my other videos. He had to go for the Arepa video as the obvious candidate. You had to pick the weakest target. Yeah, no shit, that one's pointless. I think it says so in the description. Come on, you should chastise something else that
Well,
I'm actually
now
proud
you
of.
know why that was said, right? Yeah, you can check
That's
out
kind of
the
disappointing. I
YouTube.
was thinking,
You're disappointed that it wasn't a real. So you thrive on being disliked.
yeah, I think it's pretty cool. That's a Now I have like a story to tell, like drinking at a campfire or something. I'll say that there's like a whole online community that
Loathes
hates
you.
me for my opinion on
They
the machine.
all hate you. Nobody likes you.
That's good. I'm starting to feel bad about. I hope I haven't made the world a worse place for saying something bad about the marble machine. I
I
think I
would.
take away from people's joy.
Yeah, you do. You take away from people's joy, but you bring darkness to the world. I would say. Um,
Like if I had never
but
been
that's an
born,
important thing.
how many? If I had never been born, how many people right now would just be going through life just happy about the marble
Well,
machine, and now
Alfred
they
Hitchcock brought darkness to the world too. I mean, there's a role for everything, right? Maybe being sour on things is your maybe that's your thing. Maybe that's what you bring to the world. Maybe that's your ultimate gift to. We wouldn't have been able to have this conversation
like
if you weren't so
um,
negative on Bernie Sanders. We wouldn't have had that argument, which I think is worth having. I'm glad we had that argument. If you agreed with me completely and said, you know what, brother, I really agree with you 100% on that, then we the conversation would be very short. We disagree a lot, which is good, I think.
Yeah, I don't see it as being negative. I'm just trying to preserve true positivity. Just feel if you call everything great or everything wonderful, then there's no distinctions, right?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, certainly things are bad, but what qualifies as that is different for everybody. And apparently, when it comes to pinball machines,
I feel bad. I just don't like. I mean, I don't feel bad about anything anybody said about me because I don't mind that. But I feel bad if I made other people feel bad. If they were going through life with this feeling in their heart, and now they have to worry that there's these oppressive critics of the pinball machine, even for a second.
calling it a pinball machine still.
I'm sorry, the marble machine.
I think it's all entertaining.
I'm gonna write a song, an apology song, and I'm gonna post it in the marble machine.
You should
Like,
do it as you're making breakfast.
it's maybe it could be adapted into like a piece that could be played on the machine itself.
Now this is a serious idea. Exactly. On the world tour, that really brings it full circle, doesn't it?
I'm sorry I doubted the pinball machine. The marble. What is it called?
The pinball machine. The Marble Machine X.
I'm sorry I doubted the Marble Machine X, and I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart. I was wrong, and you have changed me. And then you could
Yeah.
you could play that, whatever the music behind it is, you can play that on the machine itself.
Sounds like a great idea. It sounds genius. I would be in favor of that. I don't think it'll happen, but I do like that that particular video got.
I could at least make a video apologizing, for offending anybody. I just want it to be clear. This is my opinion. I didn't mean to put it out there on the rest of the world. I'm really backtracking on my.
Don't backtrack, Gabe. I think you should hold firm. I'm not in favor.
You just told me not to double down earlier, and I was tripling down.
I know, but I said that as. I didn't tell you not to double down. I think I said you're doubling down. I'll have to go back and watch it. I'm not sure what I said, but
yeah. The more time that goes by, the worse I feel for making fun of the.
Well, I would say a couple of things. I would say it's not fair, period, for me to have posted it there. In a way, because I'm posting something where you are saying your opinion on an issue among many things we were talking about that day. And I cut it down to only that thing as though that was the only thing you were saying and posted it in a place of loyal fans, all of whom love that thing most in their lives.
You didn't set me up for success, I guess.
That's me. That's on me. If I had posted it into the We Hate MMX subreddit, then you would have been I would have been the one on the other side. So it's very contextual. You have to understand that, right? I mean, everything is very contextual.
That's weird. How you said it's the number one commented on thread in there?
Yeah.
Why does the negativity draw in so much?
It's the way the world is. It's clickbait. It's I mean, you won't believe the size of these cold sores, sort of.
I've always wanted to be number one.
Yeah. I don't know.